Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to look at some battles with Shadow Zard. Shadow Zard can't really take a hit, but oh my. If shields are down, opponent's Pokemon better be a water fire Pokemon and double resist the Blast Burn, because otherwise, hell yeah, Blast Burn is gonna do a lot of damage. We're gonna pair it up with two meta Pokemon with Medicham in the lead and Noctowl in the back to lure out potential counters like Lantern or Bastiodon, so the Shadow Zard doesn't have to face them, and then Medicham to clear it up. Whole team ABB, and let's jump into the battles. First off, we have an Altaria. This is not too bad of a lead for Medicham because the Dragon Breaths are doing neutral damage, and we have the Ice Punch right here. Ice Punch being able to deal double super effective damage. Look at how much damage that did. And after that, we switch out to potentially take the Sky Attack on Noctowl, but instead opponent switches out to their Lantern. This is exactly what we were looking for. Good for us. It also has Water Gun instead of Spark, charging slower and doing neutral instead of super effective damage. We are obviously gonna no shield. This is not the Pokemon that we want to invest shields right here. We are getting to a second Shadow Ball. We're taking the Lantern pretty low. Opponent gets a kind of big farm down right here, but so be it. We're going in with our Medicham again. We take a Surf. And shields are still up. Opponent throws a move. I decide I don't want to use my shield here, because this Ice Punch is probably going to draw a shield as well. And right here, I'm going to switch into my Shadow Zard. We are getting to the Dragon Claw faster than they get to the next Sky Attack. We get a shield. It would knock them out. And now shields are down. The Altaria is in farm down range. We're farming it down. And what is in the back? It is a Toxic Rock. Toxic Rock, which is faint from the Blast Burn, and they top left. Opponent switches into the Medicham from their Bastiodon lead. We immediately go into Noctowl right here. We go for the Sky Attack. Opponent lets it go. Maybe I should actually switch into Zard in this situation instead. They, for whatever reason, go for Pup Bait right here. And I think even if this is a Ice Punch or Psychic, we will live it. And right here, opponent ends up shielding. We lose switch advantage, but we are up a shield and their Medicham has no HP. And right here, we are just gonna go for an Ice Punch. Opponent uses their last shield. We switch into our Shadow Zard. We get to face the Bastiodon again. The smackdowns are really inflicting a lot of damage. And right here my opponent stops attacking on purpose because they don't want to give me a farm opportunity with Medicham. But to be honest, at this point the game is already kind of over. They let me land another Blast Burn, and we even end up taking the Bastiodon out. It was a good idea for my opponent to not give my Medicham farm, but in the end, it didn't help. We have 2 shields left. We just did the Acid Spray. This was not the right play by my opponent, because the only win condition was me no shielding, because the Acid Spray would have not even knocked me out if I no shield right there. Next game, we go up against another Altaria. Altaria often paired with Medicham, often paired with Lantern. So we're gonna once again soften it up. We go into our Noctowl again. This time opponent throws the Sky Attack. We no shield it and they go into the Swampert. Shadow Swampert, in fact. That means the Sky Attack is gonna do a lot of damage. They end up no shielding it, and I think we are barely out of range for the Hydro Cannon. Yes. And this is a really uncomfortable position for my opponent. They cannot much shot me down, so they end up throwing another move right here. And I think they went just up to 9, so they should be energy dry. So we are able to counter them down in time before they get another move. In comes the Coffee Grievous. I'm going for a Psychic, draw the last shield. Draw there. Draw a shield maybe. No, no shield. Fine with me. Here comes Shadow Zard. We have to use our shields right here, even if it's just a Dark Pulse. We don't want to take that hit. And right here, my opponent catches the move. And they end up no shielding. I'm not really sure if this was the actual plan, if they forgot to use the shield, but this is totally fine for me, because I'm just gonna wing attack them down. GG. Next, we have Ninetales into our Medicham. It is Powder Snow Ninetales. That's a reason to always stay in for a little bit to see, is it Charm, is it Powder Snow? I don't want to switch out if it's Powder Snow. If it's Charm, I probably do want to switch out. Right here, I'm no shielding, and opponent baits. That is good for me. They're getting punished for taking a risk. And they end up with another Weather Ball right here. And they switch into Sableye. Good catch by my opponent. That means we're gonna go into our Noctowl. And Noctowl is having a pretty good time against Sableye, resisting the Shadow Claws. I'm going for a Shadow Ball, because I believe this brings it into farm down range a little bit better than Sky Attack would. Maybe I'm wrong. And in comes the Ninetales again. Do we get their last shield, or do they let it go? They let it go, and in comes Armburn. We still have a little bit of HP on our Medicham. It's definitely gonna get a few counters in. I'm waiting for my opponent right here to deplete the energy. They definitely have to throw energy. And now comes Zard. Zard is also able to take a hit from Armburn. We right here make a catch. Catch the foul play. And then we just go for Blast Burn. There's no need for any bait shenanigans. We can just reach double Blast Burn. Opponent no shields. Probably hoping for a Dragon Claw, and we win. Next up, we have Medicham lead. Medicham often paired with Stunfisk in the back as well. Sometimes Bastiodon too. So I am right there trying to catch the Psychic to keep my Medicham healthy. Opponent switches into Drapion. They go for the Crunch. We throw the Sky Attack after overfarming a little bit. End up shielding. They go for probably another Crunch. I decide to no shield because I feel like the Noctowl will be able to hang on, and it is able to hang on. Now we take it, or they take it out. And right here, I definitely have to shield. It's an Aqua Tail. That would have done a lot of damage. In comes a Noctowl, but we have an energy lead. We have an energy lead, and Blast Burn is gonna do a lot of damage. Sky Attack. Here comes another Blast Burn. Noctowl is not gonna live that. And then they have energy on Medicham. We end up CMP tying right here. I was pretty sure that they're not gonna let me get to the Blast Burn. So they would throw earlier. So I was hoping maybe we CMP tie on the Dragon Claw. And they try to catch my move with their Drapion, but I'm just countering. I'm being patient. And that's game. I think I would have won even if I let them catch the move. And yeah, that's it. 5-0 with this team. Really fun team. Shadow Zard is a lot of joy for you if you are able to get it into the right position. I can only speak from my experience that sometimes my opponent farms me down with a Shadow Zard, and I'm just in a position where I'm like, well, no matter what I do, I'm gonna get Blast Burned and it's gonna take me out. Can I please get some shields? So yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. Wish you a good rest of the day and good luck in your own battles. Goodbye.